What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 125 of Park to Prem here with Town or Town. And well, it's been a little while, but we're back with more European football. Today we have the Europa League second knockout round. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely familiar with the new format of the Europa League. Obviously, in the European competitions, we now have this new third competition that is on the horizon. As a result of that coming in, the format's changed a little. So, because we won our group, we come in the second knockout round. We're taking on Red Star Belgrade. Of course, we do have Serbia loaded now, and the most exciting thing about all of this is the fact that Pavel Nikolic, who we have already agreed to sign, is their starting goalkeeper. He's 16 years old. He's already capped for Serbia's national team as their goalkeeper. He is joining us, well, in a year and a half. He looks very blooming good. We might get a little taster of him today. It seems like he's been rotated in and out with Red Star's main striker. But yes, we have, of course, got those two matches coming. That means we've played 5 games since you last here. Bit of a mixed bag, but to be honest, on the whole, really impressive stuff, particularly defensively. We've looked very solid indeed. Anyway, following on from the game against Liverpool that you guys saw yesterday, Andy Eric, he scored again. Of course he did. What a player. Well, if you missed yesterday's episode, let me introduce you to him again. I don't want to say he's my new favourite, but after 17 days of him being in the country, I was listed down as one of his favourite personnel. I feel like we've got a special little bond, me and Andy Eric. If you were wondering about his full name, it's Andrew Eric Ferono Neto. I prefer Andy Eric as his name. And, well, he got a goal there, and he got more goals as we took on Newcastle. We already played them earlier on in a live con. We beat them 2-0 then. In our back garden, we beat them by twice as many. Shvetsov with 2, Eric with a goal, and also Kevin Deacon getting on the score sheet. He's still learning to play left back. Once he's picked up that position beyond unconvincing and he's accomplished at it, he's going to be the dream kind of backup fullback option. Ultimately, as I talked about last episode, I was looking at left wing backs, but I just decided there wasn't anything that was worth the money. As soon as Deacon picks up accomplished level at left wing back, he will be more than adequate backup. And I really like this guy. I've got a bit of a soft spot for him. And the fact he's English is, of course, a really nice little bonus to have with him. So anyway, we won those 2 games 3-0 and 4-0. So going against Chelsea, who we've already lost to 3 times this year, you might have a slim hope that we were going to win. And well, we had a slim hope that lasted 7 minutes because João Antunes scored an own goal for us. And, well, we were 1 goal up, we were singing, we were dancing, and within, well, less than 11 minutes, it had all gone horribly wrong. Bittner with the first goal, of course, one of their star German strikers. Then Daniel with a little fortunate rebound at the back post. The shot initially from their left back hit the woodwork. He was sniffing around for the rebound. And unfortunately, we haven't beaten Chelsea this year. We've played them 4 times, we've lost every single blooming time. Where's Giselle when you need him? I'll tell you where he is. He's in Portugal, playing for Porto, of course. Anyway, 2 more games we had. The first was against Manchester United. Shvetsov from the penalty spot. And then right at the dying moments of this game, with Manchester United desperately trying to get a goal, we hit them on the counter, and Giacomo Palazzolo was there for his... how many goals has he got this season? Let's take a quick peek. His 5th league goal of the season. Not super clinical, but at least he's gone beyond his goal-scoring drought. And of course, the 23-year-old... always brought in to be a bit of a squad player, you know, more of a backup option than anything else. And he's done fine for us, and it was great to see him get on the score sheet here. Anyway, most recently we took on Sheffield United, a 4-0 win. Turnbull with 1, Andre with 1, Jackie Auger with a goal, and Marlon Knox with a goal as well. So some unusual goal scorers there. There is a little bit of a cause for concern, because Andy Eric has not scored in 3 matches, everyone. I mean, I don't want to sound the alarm just yet, but maybe he's going to flop. No, he's been absolutely insane since he's joined us, of course, for £22.5 million. Worth noting, by the way, Andre having a lot of interest in him, continuing to show fine development. Here's the teams queuing up. I feel like we might need to get top 4 this year, otherwise we might be in a little bit of trouble. He's not currently interested in discussing a new deal, although he's still got 5 years left on his current deal, so I'm not that interested in discussing a new deal with him either. So it's fine. Anyway, if we just look at the league table, how are things looking, you may ask? They are looking like this. We currently sit in 5th. If we win our game in hand, we would leapfrog Manchester United, who, of course, we have beaten twice this season, which is great to be able to say. You can see at the top, it is very close. We do have a game in hand on a few of the teams, and it does look like it could come down to the wire. Definitely worth noting, at this point now, we have played Liverpool, we've played Chelsea, we've played Man City, we've played Manchester United. We don't have to play them anymore. It's lovely. We have still got Arsenal, Tottenham, Norwich and Everton to play. When you look at the points gap between us and especially the likes of Norwich and Everton, you would hope that we're going to be winning those games when they come around. But yeah, our run to end the season should, and I say should, be straightforward. I mean, to be honest, this year we've done pretty well of dispatching of the teams that we should be beating, and it's just been some of the big dogs we've struggled against. So with that in mind, I'm feeling optimistic about a top 4 finish at this point. Of course, all the other teams towards the top have got to play one another. But before we focus on the league, we have to focus on the Europa League. You can see we've got Red Star in back-to-back games. So shall we get into it? First game's away from home, so away goals are going to be a factor. We go into this game as relatively strong favourites. In terms of the starting 11, this is the team at our disposal today. It's a very, very good team. Mateus Aurelio finally coming back from injury. We've been told he should be able to play 75 minutes, which should be good. He's been out with a 5 strain for the last 4 weeks. Let's hope that he doesn't aggravate that. But I do feel like we need to play him because he's very, very blooming good when he's on the pitch. But this is the team. I mean, is there any shocks there? I don't think there is. Morrigan did get a little unhappy over the Christmas period towards the end of January because there were some teams interested and we said no to them. We said no to Manchester United and we said no to Chelsea. I feel like he's a man in high demand and it's not entirely surprising really when you look at how good he is. But yes, we've rejected all those offers because I don't really want to let him go. I really, really like Morrigan here. And the good news is, despite being a little unhappy, we are in the process of offering him a new contract. Only £45,000 a week he wanted, which isn't a big raise really, but if it keeps him happy, I'm happy to give him it. And well, with that all said and done, let's get into this game, shall we? It feels like a little while since we played in the Europa League. Of course, when it came to the group stage, we won our first few games quite handsomely, and so I never really live-commed any of the other ones because we just had bigger fish to fry in the league, but we're now at that critical point where it is the knockout stages. We do need to be at our best every single game week. And, well, I would like to try and win this competition because I feel like when you look at our team, it's a team good enough to win this competition, in all honesty. They have got Nikolic in goal, so we'll keep an eye on him, the 16-year-old, joining Town in the future. Interested to see what he can do. And also very impressed that he's capped for the national team as their goalkeeper at 16. It's a shame he's unambitious, but maybe he can be one of those rare players who develops without having a good personality. Right, let's shift our focus here. We've had 20 minutes of the game done. We're dominating possession. We're having a lot more shots than them as well. Let's make it show on the scoreline, shall we? Andre pings it to Shvetsov. Who else was going to be there? Turnbull, near post. You love to see it. 20 minutes gone. The deadlock has been broken. Turnbull with his 15th of the year. Shvetsov, turning provider. And, well, between them, they're getting the goals that we need this year. They actually now have a combined value, folks, of over £110 million. Shvetsov is valued at, I believe, £60 million, and I think Turnbull was valued at £53 million. Maybe that goal will up his value that little bit more. But they are our 2 most valuable players in our team, and I feel like that's quite justified at this point. 4 years they've played up top as our undisputed front 2. And to be honest, I'm quite settled with them to be the front 2 for many years to come as Shvetsov narrowly heads over the crossbar. That was a pretty good opportunity with a free header at the back post. Looking at this game, this does look like it's a little bit men against boys, doesn't it? We've had almost 70% of the ball, and it's another header over the crossbar from one of our strikers. Would love to get a second goal before half-time, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Who is Red Star's key player? I'm curious, how good are they? They've got Asimovic, who is apparently their big kind of star player. Interestingly enough, he's out with a calf strain, so maybe that's playing in our favour. Either way, 2-0 at the break. It probably should be a few more, and I would like to get a few more away goals, really, in a game that we're on top of like we have been in this one. Leskinen with a free kick. What can the Finnish man do? He gives it to Auger, who hits the woodwork. Oh, I was ready to start a party. Every time Auger scores, I feel like partying. Leskinen whips it in. Auger was under it. He's thinking about it. It comes to Makassi, playing as that ball-winning midfielder role. Doesn't get the ball into the box. Go back here. Go to Soretta. What can the Brazilian centre-back do? He whips it in. Shvetsov, oh my word. I thought he was offside, but he wasn't. He's timed his run to perfection, and he's just smashed it against the underside of the crossbar. I mean, I want to pretend I'm surprised that Soretta's got that in his locker, but I think he has 14 passing. He's actually surprisingly good at spreading the ball the centre-back. Takes a touch, whips it in on the volley. I mean, Yeah, Nikolic, I'm not going to judge him for conceding that one. That's a bit of an impossible one to expect him to stop, really, isn't it? I do think with Mateus Aurelio coming back from injury, it's probably not the worst decision in the world just to take him off now. We'll bring in Lazarus to play right back. We are now slowly working towards a situation where we'll have Deacon and Lazarus, I think, both on the bench alongside each other. I am willing to give Makassi a bit more of an extended run at ball-winning midfielder. He's had his good days and he's had his bad days, but he's still learning the position. And I think he could be good. And I'll tell you who else could be good. Andy Eric, as he goes on his lonesome, and I thought for a second he was just going to do a bit of a magic show for us. You know, we've lost Maggi. He's buggered off to Blackburn, bless him. We've brought in Andy Eric, and I'll tell you what, he has some magic in his back pocket. He's like a Disney prince, is that man. Anyway, Petkovic, wide, goes back to their right back. I mean, they've not had more than one shot on target yet, so you kind of anticipate that with this kind of highlight, we're going to win the ball and hit them on the break. Pressing high and hard up the field. Look at it, forced to go backwards. They actually get a great ball across. Soretta, where are you there? Vasic, Morrigan, that is why I'm willing to give you the big bucks. And by big bucks, I mean £45,000 a week, which really isn't a lot of money for a Premier League goalkeeper. Lovely stop by him, though. And the ball whipped in and headed over. 20 minutes left, they've had a chance. I think that justifies getting shouty, don't you? Eric's not actually had the best of games. Andy, what are you doing, son? We're going to bring in Matasevic. And you know what? We'll give Volta a run out. Maybe he just doesn't like Serbia. Maybe that's it. The weather's different here. Andy Eric, he's just not used to it. Anyway, 5 minutes left. If we could get a third, it would be lovely. But at this point, it feels a little unlikely. But whatever way you look at it, if we could keep a clean sheet here, and indeed we are, 2-0 is a very good performance. And the scoreline's a good performance. These stats make it look like an absolutely fantastic performance. Nikolic, by the way, held on to 13 shots. 21 shots on target, and he only conceded 2. I mean, it's a shame we didn't see more of them, but the man can make saves. And that's quite a desirable character in a goalkeeper. And not every goalkeeper in Football Manager has that, as I'm sure you can attest to. But anyway, we've got a week until the next game. We've actually not got a game in the meantime, but I've got some stuff I need to do in real life. It's 11 PM. It's getting late the night before I need to get this done. So we're going to go forward. We'll get back. Hopefully I've not fallen asleep. And we'll hopefully neither have our players, because that wouldn't be good. Okay, folks, so we are back here for the second game of today's episode. We're taking on, of course, Red Star again. We should beat them, shouldn't we? We should beat them. I'd start on this page, and you might be able to tell why I start on this page, and you probably aren't surprised if you've seen what you've seen. We might be in the process of a board takeover. We actually had this happen in January, and it didn't happen. It's not the first time it's happened. It's not the second time it's happened. In fact, it's not the fourth or fifth time it's happened. I feel like this is the 7th time in about 3 seasons where I've been told we might be taken over. I keep shrugging my shoulders at it. We'll probably get a new chairman eventually who just boots me out. But yeah, worth being aware of. It might happen. It probably won't happen. It is worth noting, we're in the 10th of March now. We've not had our youth intake come through just yet. However, next episode, it should be here. That does mean, by the way, if you're a Patreon supporter on the Club Legend tier, I will be posting in the Discord later today, the day that you're watching this, about naming players and stuff. And well, let's talk about a player from the intake most recently, Sami Tonel, the Frenchman. He came through our youth intake last year. I think he's very, very good. I mean, this progression graph is a load of rubbish. Please don't look at this graph, ever. It's a representation of star ratings, and star ratings this year seem really, really volatile. What we should just look at is how much he's improved in his first year at the club. And you know what? For a player who's not even training full-time yet, he's had absolutely insane development. I really, really like the look of this guy. Part of me is kind of tempted to try and train him to play wing-back. Maybe he could get good enough at it because of how young he is. He already has good positioning. Obviously, he already has fantastic physicals. Right now, if we just look at how we're training him as a roaming playmaker. I mean, it's not box-to-box midfielder. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. But yeah, we're training him to play roaming playmaker. It's just a very well-rounded and good training approach for a player when you just want to improve their mentals and the physicals on the whole, and obviously it's clearly been working. Also, his passing and vision are the main focus. How have they developed? I feel like his passing and vision was a bit potato before. As his passing has gone up by 2 and his vision's gone up by 2. See, we've started him young, and he's developing in the right direction. Has a great personality. Could he follow in the footsteps of Matasevic and of Dylan Turnbull? I would like to believe so. I feel like he's actually got the makings of a really good player, but still got a few years of development left ahead of him if he wants to get anywhere near the first team. But right, in terms of everything else, not a great deal's happened. It's only been a week since we were last here. We didn't have a game at the weekend, so everyone has gone away, rested, and we come ready and fresh for today's game. So we're going to go with the exact same squad, absolutely no nonsense. We are at home. I want to further compound their misery. I want this to be an absolute spanking. We dominated the first leg. We should have scored more. And, well, let's see if we can get a few more past Nikolic, our future goalkeeper, perhaps. I say perhaps because we have quite a lot of good young goalkeepers that we're looking to sign at the moment. We've talked about them a few episodes ago. We have 3 goalkeepers who are all 16 years old, all of whom have at least played for their nation's under-21 team once. And obviously for a goalkeeper, it's quite good if you're starting for the national team at any level. But yeah, they're promising. And well, what a weird goal. It's a long throw. It's an absolute weapon of a throw-in from out on the left-hand side. It's kind of half cleared after Auger competes for it. And well, under the spotlight, beside the gazebo, Andre does his thing. Well, sorry, Nikolic, you okay, pal? He looks distraught. How much have we paid him? How much we paid him to throw? No, that questionable goalkeeping to say the very least. Anyway, we could be called into some defensive action, although Mateus Aurelio reading it like a buck. And he gives it to Leskinen, who pings it down the line to Dylan Turnbull. Where is Shvetsov? He's somewhere. We can't see him yet. Mateus Aurelio, can you find Shvetsov? He doesn't need Shvetsov. He doesn't need Shvetsov because he wants to go all on his lonesome. Unfortunately, he fires it into the side netting. Andre's got booked. You naughty, naughty boy. Less of that. Leskinen whipping it in. Free header at the near post. He's got away from danger, although it's with Andre. Now with Auger. Gives it to Andy Eric. McCassie. Turnbull. Is he onside? I think he is. It would have been a fantastic goal, but Nikolic, well, makes the stop. I think the shot was a bit kind for him. I think Dylan Turnbull's remembered that he's our future goalkeeper and he wants to, get that relationship off on the right foot. Mateus Aurelio channeling his inner Rory Delap, cleared by Jimenez, but only as far as Leskinen, and Bell back with Mateus Aurelio now, who knocks it past one, dinks it in, Turnbull near post. Why are you not pulling the trigger? They've definitely got a friendship. There is definitely something going on there. Dylan Turnbull, he's showing weakness, he's showing mercy. It's not what I want to see in my strikers. I want to see that, cold-bloodedness. Go out there and do the deed. Chance might not be over yet, though. McCassie spreads it to Mateus Aurelio, who's having, loads of fun out on the right-hand side. He's having a right little adventure. His shot caught me off guard, though. We've had 12 shots so far. Could we eclipse our total shots from last game? I'm not sure. That is not good goalkeeping. Now with Eric, now with Auger. The man who always finds himself in the right place at the right time, it feels like. Shvetsov to Leskinen. Build-up plays nice. Mateus Aurelio, he's loving it down this right-hand side. He cuts inside, gives it to Turnbull, who hits the woodwork. Dylan, are you okay, pal? Are you okay? I'm not okay. You've missed 3 absolute sitters. This should be 3 or 4 at this point. Ball whipped in. Turnbull's now pushed one of their players. Of course he has. Dylan, get off. You know what? It's been 40 minutes. I've had enough. Charlie Brown, get on the pitch, pal. Get on. Just... I feel let down. I feel betrayed. That's all there is to it. We're 1-0 up at the break, 3-0 on aggregate. The game is pretty much done. They would have to score 3 goals at this point to go through on away goals. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen because they've not had a shot yet, but I don't know. I've just hauled Dylan Turnbull off after 40 minutes, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit rocked by what I've seen from him. I don't know if I'm concerned about the fact we've not scored more here. I mean, we're playing really well, which I guess is the main thing. But it would be nice to get a few more, wouldn't it? Really show the dominance. I'm going to take off Ox and bring in Deacon to play left wing back. Of course, Deacon is learning to play that position, and actually getting match time in that position helps him way more than training ever could. It's something really important. When a player is learning a new position, try and give them a little bit of game time in that position, because it does really make a world of difference. Anyway, Shvetsov here. That looked like a nasty little tackle. He managed to dodge it. Now with McCassie. And while Mateus Aurelio down this right-hand side again. Can he make something of the space this time? That looked outside the box. It was outside the box. We don't need VAR for it. We don't need it. I am the VAR. Although we are going to be shown a highlight. So maybe... I thought the highlight was going to be, is it a penalty or isn't it? It's not going to be, although maybe that was just a pointless free kick to give me more false hope. We've got a corner. Leskinen, the set-piece specialist. He crosses it in. Charlie Brown, near post. Nikolic holds on to it. Got one last sub-in unlocker. Who should we bring on? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Walter, get on. I'm going to bring you on for Andre, who is on a booking. Did get the goal for us, but hasn't done a great deal besides that. And I'll tell you what, that is not a classic, is it? I mean, we've been absolutely rampant over the 2 legs, but 3-0 really doesn't tell half the story. Great to keep 2 clean sheets, I suppose. That keeps our really good run of clean sheets in the last month or so going, which is exactly what you want to see. We're rewarded £1 million as well. We're rolling in the money. What is our club balance like right now? We currently have £105 million in the bank. And this month we've made a profit of 1.1 million. I mean, you love to see it. You absolutely do. When is the draw for the Europa League? It's tomorrow, everyone. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. OJ, I think he might be suspended for the next round, which some of you will be delighted about. But who are we going to get in the 3rd knockout round? Who are we going to be playing tomorrow? It's the golden question. Andre showing pleasing progress. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Oh my word, he's absolutely nuts. He's still not capped for Brazil. How long until you're a British national, mate? Right, don't... Two and a bit years? Two and a bit years and you can come play for England, Andre. How does that sound? There is no way he's not getting a cap this summer. That's actually criminal, the fact he's not got an international cap for Brazil. That's actually annoyed me more than it should. I feel like he's been wronged. Leading player for most Premier League sides. Is he in the Media Dream 11 yet? That's when you know you've made it. No. Leskinen's holding his ground and Andy Eric is up there too. Small-Yo in goal hurts to see, doesn't it? It does a little. Even if Morrigan makes more saves. Anyway, to end today's episode, we've got the Europa League draw. Who's in the draw? Let's have a look. There's only 8... Wait, only 8 teams left? Okay, I didn't realise we're in the quarter-finals now. So there's Arsenal, Lyon, Stade Rennais. I mean, there's not really an easy team there, is there? Who would I want? Leverkusen, where are you in the Bundesliga? 10th. I mean, that's appetising, isn't it? Lyon, where are you in Liga? 2nd, no, thank you. Stade Rennais, 3rd. Okay, let's avoid the French teams. Valencia, where are you sat right now? 6th. So Valencia look okay, maybe. I mean, it's probably not the best way to judge teams based off league position, in all honesty. And then Benfica, well, we've not got Portugal loaded. Who's their best player? Rubio. I've looked at this guy before. When people tell me, Jack, you need to sign a centre-back, I might have looked at this guy as that centre-back that we need, but I just don't have the money for him because they want ridiculous money. Right. Having looked at those teams, I would quite like Leverkusen, I think. Their key player is apparently Axen, who is a 21-year-old who we've already scouted, and he's out for a couple of weeks, although he would probably be fit by the time we meet them. Last season they finished 11th, then they finished 5th. Right. Automatic draw. I don't know what the Europa League theme tune is, and I'd feel wrong singing the Champions League theme tune here. Who are we going to get? Stade Rennais are out. Lyon, don't want Lyon. We're not getting Lyon. We're going to probably end up with one of the Spanish teams here, unless... Well, we are going to get one of the Spanish teams. It's going to be Villarreal. They're going to come out eventually. The game was having to think about it. Their key player is Manuel Florentino. He's good. He's very good. Who else they got? They've got Omer. I don't know you, Omer, but apparently you're a real player. 29 years old. He's a young one, isn't he? He starts at Fenerbahce, apparently. He looks quite good, although you then look at his actual performances and it's a bit meh. I mean, who are their valuable players? Let's have a quick peek. So they've got Florentino, we've looked at, and they've got Fadi Bawadekji. That's not flowed off the tongue. He's Syrian. I love an unusual nationality player. Syrian striker. They got him on a free transfer. He doesn't look... I mean, he looks good, but the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm sat thinking, yeah, we probably should be beating Villarreal. Their media prediction was 6th in La Liga. I fancy us. I know I shouldn't get carried away, but I'm just looking through things here thinking, yeah, I think if you compare our players to their players, we come out on top. Capello, I mean, Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It definitely could have been a worse draw for us. We'll definitely take that. It's going to be Villarreal. When is that game? The 7th of April. When does that fall around our fixtures? Some games are going to have been moved around. So we have got Arsenal prior to that. But I think we'll just come back for the Villarreal games, you know. We've got a Brighton game sandwiched in between, which isn't ideal. But the fact we're in the quarterfinals has caught me a little off guard, just because we entered in the second round of the Europa League knockout stages. But whatever way you look at it, should be an exciting time here at Towler. It feels like it's getting to crunch time, you know. All the matches are suddenly starting to matter a great deal, especially potentially in the hunt for fourth, where we do have a game in hand. You can see on Manchester United. Man, you know, the more I look at this, the more I'm sat thinking we should be getting top 4 this year. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think of that. Is it doable? Well, we'll find out in due course. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I must admit, I am very, very tired recording this one. I almost decided to have a day off, but it's not how I roll. It's not how I roll. I will record a video at midnight if I have to keep you guys entertained, especially at the moment, and I hope you have been entertained today. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. I don't really know how to wrap up this video, so let's just leave things here. Thank you for your support. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.